As you guys can see from the title, today's video is going to be me rating my Halloween costumes from my childhood and just my costumes up until now. If you don't know, I am a huge Halloween fanatic. It's my second favorite holiday. I love dressing up. It just makes me feel so nostalgic, and I really love this time of year that you can really like tap into your inner kid, and I feel like I do that through making my own costumes. I usually do semi-homemade costumes. I think I'm just like perfect at utilizing what I have around me, and then of course, like, you can't make everything, so I go and buy whatever I need to complete my costume. And I really love to like add a different twist to my costumes, and I think that's why people like it so much, because I just try to take it up a notch, which has been kind of difficult lately. As the years go on, I feel like it's harder and harder to top. Let's get right into the video. Grab a cup of something warm and cozy, get in your snuggly little blanket, and let me share with you some of my favorite childhood costumes. So the first costume I was as a kid was a pumpkin, and I think that's a very cute first costume. You can't go wrong with that. I just look so stinking cute. I give this 9.5 out of 10. I'm gonna try to go in chronological order as much as I can. There are definitely costumes missing. I couldn't find all of my old childhood photos, so these are just the ones that I could scrounge up. Then one year I went as I Dream a Genie. I love that show. I honestly was more of I Dream a Genie than Bewitched growing up, and I know a lot of kids my age weren't watching those shows, but I really had something like special on my heart for older TV shows, and I just love this costume. I also loved Christina Aguilera growing up, and I felt very much like Genie in a bottle. So the Genie for me was a 9 out of 10. I thought it was really cute, and I think to elevate it, I should have had a little like Genie bottle to really like complete the look. So this next costume I know was in kindergarten because my mom threw a Halloween party and she did my makeup for this costume. I was a butterfly. I think it's cute. I think it's kind of boring-ish, like not really creative to be a butterfly. I'm sure that's like all I wanted to be was a butterfly, so not my parents' fault for choosing that costume, because I know when I was little I was very certain with whatever I wanted to be, and we are not going a different way with this creative idea of mine. I just think we could have jazzed it up a bit. I give this costume a 4 out of 10. Could have been better. Could have executed it better. But I was also 5, so what are you gonna do? Oh yeah, this costume was actually very lame. It probably was the most lame costume besides me being a police officer in my junior year of high school, which I don't get that. Why are we dressing up as servicemen? It's not a costume. It's actually a uniform. I'm a black cat here, I guess. I have a little bit of whiskers, some cat ears. It was definitely more of like a last minute costume look, and I'm surprised because I know as a child I did not wait till last minute to do my costume, so maybe I just like wasn't feeling Halloween that year. I don't know. Oh my gosh, I loved this costume. Oh, I'm so glad I have this photo. It's me as a pop star, and this was a very popular costume that year. I think this was in the early 2000s, and you know, Britney Spears, Christina Aguilera were the it girls. All I wanted to do was be them. It's the blue pleather pants for me, the chain around the waist, the croppity crop top, and the buns. The bun! And these glasses I'm wearing are very nostalgic for me, and exactly how I remember myself as a kid with these round, silly looking glasses. Oh, I love this costume so much. I don't know. This is a 10 out of 10 for me. I know I'm already giving a 10 out of 10, but I will always look back at this and think this was like very 2000s, very Kales. It represented me perfectly at that time. I love this one. 10 out of 10. I'm not taking it back. Then there was high school, and I feel like I just really wasn't into dressing up. I don't know why. I guess I thought it wasn't like that cool. I was a Superwoman one year, and I liked that costume a lot. I thought it was very like appropriate for my age. I guess not, because I had a crop top. Again, a crop top was my vibe, and forever probably will be my vibe until I can no longer rock the crop top. And I would still probably wear it to this day if I needed a last minute costume. It wasn't very cute or clever, and I try to do that as much as possible now. I don't like to look so hotsy-totsy on Halloween. I can use the rest of the year for that. Let's go to more recent years. This was a year that I turned into a comic book character, and I really enjoyed this one. I loved the makeup on it. This was the first time that I actually ever did any Halloween makeup to myself, and I thought it turned out really, really well. It was kind of last minute. I borrowed my mom's this comic jacket, and that really pulled the look together. And then I had these white go-go boots, and then I took a headband and I printed out a wow sign and I just taped it on top, and I just thought it looked really nice. I spray painted my hair yellow. This to me was an 8 out. Oh my gosh. And then one year I was this teen witch costume that had this like curvy type of witch hat. I was obsessed with it. I cannot find photos from it. I know I have it. I'll throw up a photo of what it looked like if you were a girl back in the early 2000s. After the comic book costume, I really started tapping back into my creativity when it came to costumes. That year after, I was Maleficent, and this one was so good. I was the old school Maleficent, not the Angelina Jolie version, but I was the cartoon version, and I thought it turned out amazing. I honestly would also give that a 9.5. One year I got my whole entire dad side of the family to do a group Halloween costume that took a lot of planning, and we did the Wizard of Oz, and I thought it turned out really well. Like, it honestly looked like we were part of a play, and it was so fun because we were all standing there passing out candy, and all the trick-or-treaters got to see all the different characters. We also got my dad, my aunt, and Ryan's costume from a very popular costume store around here called Jean's Costume Shop, and they have a bunch of old school costumes that are really fun to pick from because they're not like your Party City costumes. The Wizard of Oz was really good. I'd give that a 9 out of 10. I thought everyone really executed their characters perfectly. Ooh, and then one year my cousins and I were the Sanderson sisters, and I loved that costume. That was before everyone started dressing up like the Sanderson sisters, and now Party City even actually sells their costumes. Before, I couldn't find them anywhere, so we ended up making ours, and I think we pretty much nailed it. I was very happy with it. The only thing that I would change would probably be how red the hair was, and I would add like a little bit of orange towards the roots because that's more realistic. I would give that costume a 8 out of 10. Oh, a last minute costume that I did that I was very impressed with because I had not practiced the makeup was my skeleton, glamorous skeleton kind of costume that I did for a last minute Halloween party when I was back at home. And I loved how I did like this purple ombre makeup. I didn't like think of it on my own. I saw someone do it and I just kind of recreated it with the rhinestones, and I just thought it looked really ghoulish and fun. And I created that just like taking little plastic skulls and hot gluing them all together as like a crown, but then that broke, so then I put on a black hat. I would probably give that costume an 8.5. I know, and yes, it was simple, but it was like simple and spooky, and everyone was kind of wowed by that makeup, and the makeup was the centerpiece. I really liked that one. And after that costume, I did 2 costumes that year. I then did the probably most iconic costume for me, and it was the Bratz doll box, and I was Chloe the Bratz doll inside. I did the makeup like a Bratz doll. So back when I was younger, I loved Barbies, but I loved Bratz more. Chloe and Yasmin were my favorite, and so I saw someone do a Barbie box costume before, and I was like, how can I add a Kale's Halloween twist? And I thought, well, I loved Bratz dolls growing up, so instead of doing Barbie, let me do Bratz. And I'm really glad I executed that way because so many people thought it was really cool how I did it. I made the box out of cardboard. I actually have a whole entire YouTube video on how I made that costume if you want to check it out after this video, but I'm gonna give this one 9.3 out of 10, and the reason why it's not higher is because I really think I shouldn't have rushed the makeup. Classic Kales, I never practice my makeup, and sometimes, you know, I shouldn't do that. I know I'm good under pressure, but it's okay to practice. I have to remind myself of that. Alright, so then in 2019, I did 2 costumes, and that was the year that Ryan and I got married, and so I thought it would be really fun to play off the bride theme, and so I did Corpse Bride, and that is another makeup that I did not practice but turned out amazing, and that's why sometimes it's okay for me to work under pressure because my best work comes about. I have to say that I think that is my favorite costume I might have ever done just because of how well everything really came together, and I wore my actual wedding dress, which I thought was fun to reuse that because who really reuses their wedding dress, you know? I mean, I guess for anniversaries every once in a while, but I was like, you know what? I'm going to milk this dress. So I wore my dress, I got a blue wig, I added some butterflies to it, the makeup and everything. It just came together really nicely. So I'm gonna give that a 10 out of 10. And also that year I was Miss Frizzle. I love doing nostalgic costumes, and growing up, Miss Miss Frizzle was a very popular TV show. If you aren't familiar with her, she is a school teacher and we used to watch her programs just all the time. So I semi-homemade my dress. I bought the actual dress and then I added felt to make the designs on there. That was the first year that I dyed my hair red, so I already had the red hair. And then I didn't, by the way, dye my hair red for my costume. A lot of people thought that, but I really just wanted to do something different with my hair. And then I hand drew the whole entire school bus and I printed out the faces that were in the windows, which were also the popular characters from that TV show. And then last year I had 3 different Halloween costumes. One of them was a thirsty vampire, and I like that costume because I did fangs for the first time, which were really fun. I somehow want to incorporate putting in fangs for a different costume. I really like that, and it was really fun to kind of just like wear around normally after I had dressed up. But I didn't think that the costume was really that of a wow factor, which is fine because it wasn't my Halloween day costume, which I usually want to be a big grand reveal. So I'd probably give that one a 5 out of 10. And then the costume that I did after that was Scream, Casey Becker, and Ghostface. I thought that was really fun. Scream is one of my favorite Halloween movies. I loved that we ended up doing a video portion to that costume because the opening scene of Scream is iconic. It was a super last minute costume that you could absolutely recreate and people would love, and it wouldn't be like, oh, she didn't put that much thought into it. Because if you come as a couple's costume, actually, that's what I'm trying to say. If you do a couple's costume, then it's perfect. If it's just Casey Becker, kind of boring. So I would give that one a 8 out of 10. And then last year's Halloween costume was Ryan and I as Frankenbabes. I thought it turned out so cute. It was super easy for Ryan to just throw on a leather jacket he already had. I bought the mask, and then for me, I really wanted to just recreate this. I put an entire video together of my Halloween makeup for that one, and I'm very proud of it because it came to life as I had imagined it and as I had seen it and was hoping to recreate. A lot of people thought it was just a cool rock and roll way to do a Frankenstein costume. I'd give that one a 10 out of 10. So that's it for this video of me rating my Halloween costumes. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I hope you guys are looking forward to my 2 Halloween costumes this year. I decided just to do 2. I was gonna do 3, but I don't know. I just don't want to rush. I want to enjoy what I've already created and not worry that I'm gonna run out of ideas eventually. So don't forget to follow me on Instagram because I will be posting on there first, and in my stories, of course, on Halloween day, and then I will be posting some videos on TikTok. And on Halloween day, I will have a whole entire Halloween special video for you guys, so don't forget to subscribe if you're new here. I hope you guys are having a spooky October. I know it's nearing the end, so definitely soak up all the spooky moments, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!